Hola YouTube, welcome back to another wealth preservation video. We are on my channel looking at a gold unboxing of a gold buffalo, 2010 gold buffalo that I acquired from Vertical Stacker using the proceeds from a big silver sale that I did. Sold a bunch of American Silver Eagles. You guys know what the premiums are on American Silver Eagles, as well as some collectible generic bullion, just some vintage, things that I've had in the stack for a while. And, there was some appreciation there, and it was a time to take advantage. Gold to silver ratio wasn't even that tight. It was in the 70s, but premiums where they were, it made the physical ratio on the gold to silver ratio very, very tight. And so, yes, 59 ounces of silver were sold to get an ounce of gold, and I did it twice. That second gold coin came from Monument Metals. Now here we are again where the gold to silver ratio is way, way up. From a physical standpoint, we're in the low 80s. From a paper standpoint, we're in the low 90s. I made the trade again, took that 2010 Buffalo, sold it to the local coin shop, made a trade, and let's talk about what it is that I picked up, the silver I added to the stack. Let's do it. Before we get into the details of this last gold-silver ratio trade, how many of you watching on YouTube the last video were inspired to go ahead and pull the trigger yourself? We're back to where the gold-silver ratio is 91 to 1 from a spot price standpoint. Physical gold to silver ratio is around 81 to 1. Depends on what it is you're paying for your premiums and what you can get for your gold, but still in those low 80s. And myself, after watching that video and just looking at this awesome kilo bar and just some of the other pieces, I'm like, you know what? I inspired myself. I'm going to do it again because we're still in that 90. We came down a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and we've spiked back up again. And my own video inspired me to just go ahead and do another deal. So I drug that 1 ounce gold buffalo out of the stack, and I hit the road, went to the local coin shops to see if somebody would give me that $50 over spot, because there was plenty of $22 silver to buy online, slightly under 22. These were actually a really awesome deal on Monument Metals, selling for just over $21. But, I've got 4 kilos already. Don't really want to add any more kilos to the stack. I really wanted 10-ounce bars. And so that's what I went looking to trade for, looking to sell the gold for so I could acquire the 10-ounce bars. And so I visited the first shop, I went to, and they did not offer the $50 over spot for the gold buffalo. I did talk them up a bit to something more, but still not the $50 that I really wanted. They came close, but no, I knew I can get that $50 somewhere, and one of the coin shops I had planned to visit today would give it to me. So, but I did, while I was there, see this nice little NTR metals. I've had 8 NTRs in my stack before, but I sold all my NTR 10-ounce bars when the gold-silver ratio last shifted, and I sold silver to acquire the gold. Right, and this is a nice vintage bar. Just love this stuff. Just love these. I mean, NTR isn't around making these bars anymore. So yeah, when I see things like this that are not being minted any longer, love to add stuff like that to the stack. And at the same time, they had these in the generic bin. This was 22 and change per ounce. These are also 22 and change per ounce. Just a couple of crew rands. We know what those are. Then a cool little Armenian Noah's Ark. I can't remember the last time I purchased one of these. Let's get it out of the flip so we can see it a little bit better. I cannot recall the last time I purchased an Armenian Noah's Ark, and they are absolutely beautiful. My goodness, those gorgeous coins. Love the design on these things. Who would not, right? And then just for funds, right? Little, when you go into a really solid coin shop, right? They got good stuff like this all over the place. I'm trying to find an angle here where we can see the image on the coin. But this is Constantine II, a Roman coin classified as an ancient coin made of bronze. And that is probably, there we go. That's probably Constantine right there. Very hard to see that image with this flip, but I don't want to take it out, right? I don't want to put my mitts all over it, my fingerprints. Here's the other side. But a beautiful coin, beautiful coin. Don't have, I've got one other ancient coin in my, I can't call it stack, right? But collection. Just another, there we go, that's good. There we go, we got it now. You can see the profile of his face, his eyes, his nose. And it's pretty cool. That is Constantine. This is an inspiration piece, right? Ages and ages, literally ages ago, people walked around with this in their pocket to pay for goods and services. And I was happy to just add a little piece like that to the collection at the same time, right? Continue the inspiration, inspired myself to stack, inspired myself to pick up this piece just because of what it represents. All right, so moving on to the second coin shop that I visited. They did give me the $50 over spot I was looking for. I was so fabulous, just happy with that, ecstatic with it, right? $50 over spot, getting ready to walk out the door, and I started just browsing their selection that they had and saw these interesting little pieces here. This one is gorgeous, right? It's got a unicorn on it. You know, 1998. This is a coin, not a round. And I asked what they're selling their silver for. They said $23 per ounce. And I decided to pick up a couple of interesting pieces at the 23. Did not want to pick up anything else that I saw. And they had a lot of generics in there too, but a lot of buffaloes, you know, they had two different things like that. And at 23, I just was not interested in that. But I did pick up these awesome little pieces. This is why it's so fun to go into the coin shop, ladies and gentlemen. Just cool things. Doesn't say 999 fine silver on it, but silver it is. We'll go ahead and send it down the CCT slide. Goes down nice and slow the way it's supposed to. Here's this other piece here where I'll show you here in a second. Nice and slow. And you know what? Let's take out one of these things here. Just we know that this is 999, right? And nice and slow as well, right? So I'm confident that is an ounce of silver, but I will check it out, do a little research. You know, you don't want to didn't hop on my phone right then to look up this coin to see what it is precisely, but they had it in their 1 ounce bin. I'll take their word for it that it's an ounce. Nice and heavy and big too, big. It's bigger than this round here, as you can see. Perhaps it's sterling, but still an ounce of silver. Have to look it up, check it out. If you guys know, post in the comments below. But here's this other awesome piece right here. It's got a ship on it. I mean, it's just so fun to find rounds like this with such interesting designs. You can tell they've been around the block for a very long time. Captain, you got the pirate flag in the back. I mean, this is a pirate's round right here. That's what this is. And then a compass on the back. Just beautiful. Beautiful round, nice little opportunity. And check it out, a smooth edge. I did not notice that until now, but a smooth edge. Is it serialized? Does not appear to be. Does not appear to be serialized, but just absolutely gorgeous. Nice little find. Happy to pay the $23. And while I was there, just sort of, I had already paid. I'd already paid for these two pieces, and I was getting ready to walk out the door. And I hear another customer talk to another worker, and he says, "Hey, you know that." Well, they were just talking. What caught my attention was they were talking about paying $22 per ounce, and I said, "Hey, I just paid 23 for this. That guy over there, he's buying something for 22. What are they talking about?" And they're like, and he says, "Oh, it's for that stuff that's in that box over there next to him." And I'm like, "Well, tell you what, you just gave me $1,800 here. What if I buy a bunch of those Scottsdale stackers that you have in your case there?" And he says, "What's a bunch?" And I said, "All $1,800 that you just gave me, I'll give right back to you if you give me $22 per ounce on the Scottsdale stackers." And he reached in and he grabbed a couple of stacks of Scottsdale stackers, and boom, here we go. This is what it is that I walked out the coin shop with. Boom, 8 of these. He grabbed 8. So 80 ounces, and I gave him $1,760. Already paid for those other 2 rounds, but I gave him $1,760 and walked out with $40. But basically achieving a physical gold to silver ratio trade of 81 to 1, right? Because I had enough money to get another ounce of silver if I wanted it, at 22 really. So man, it's 81 and a few fractions, really. 81 point something to 1 is what I achieved. So pretty awesome. Very happy with it. You know, and these they don't have a ton of toning on them, but you can kind of see the toning on the sides. I don't mind any toning like that at all. Neither do the coin shops when you go in to sell it to them. It's just silver to them. And these Scottsdale stackers are cool, right? You look online and you're going to pay an extra $1 or $2 over the price. The insides look just fine. Trying to get a good angle here. Insides look fine. And check out the serial numbers, right? 872, 873, and that's going the other way. I think this one is the one that is 871. So 871 through 873, that's pretty cool on the serial. And on this side here, I think there were a couple of connectors in there. There's 67, yeah, 67, 66 and 67. So I thought that was pretty cool. Get a couple of connectors. And again, the toning's just sort of on the edges like that. It's just not that bad. Moving around in the light so you guys can see that. And stacker bars. Very well known. Everybody sees them. Everybody likes them. They're all over the place. And typically coming with a pretty hefty premium. So to get them at the dirt cheap price of $22 over spot, right? I was super happy about that. From a premium standpoint, still pretty high, right? Still pretty high. What is that? Spot price is currently $19 and roughly a quarter, right? So that's $2.75 over spot, but still not. I mean, it's when was the last time that you saw $2.75 over spot at your local coin shop? And to have two of them in my neighborhood, sort of selling their metal for that. This one was a little bit more, but two of them, my goodness, I was just super ecstatic about it. And neither one of these two coin shops that I visited were my regulars, right? It just happened to be the weekend, and I just thought I'd go in and visit a couple of places I hadn't visited in a long time, make the drive, and so. Wow, I may have some new regular local coin shops to go visit, so I'm very, very happy about that. So there you have it, guys. Good trade, bad trade. Last video, many favorable comments, a few kind of naysayers, understandings of why I did it, makes sense, that type of thing, and a couple of like, no, just buy the gold, but at the end of the day, guys, I do buy the silver to buy the gold, and I pay attention enough to the market to be able to take advantage of those shifts in the market. Because when you look at a chart, let's pull one up real quick. Here's a gold silver ratio chart that I've got pulled up. It's looking at, say, from the year 2000 to current, and as we just move the mouse across the horizon here of this chart, we see the volatility, or the different ranges, ranging from the 60s. Looks like here where we're seeing this dip, we dipped down into the 40s. That was, when was that? That was in 2007. Financial crisis was in its early stages there. We're up back into the 80s, then back down into, below 40 to 1. This was in 2011. But yeah, the gold to silver ratio has been steadily increasing, certainly getting its dips in there. Here we are in the upper 60s. Here we are again in the mid 60s. So yeah, absolutely opportunities to shift down. Am I going to wait and hold to go from silver to gold for a 30 opportunity or a 40 opportunity? No. Once it starts getting into the shift into the 60s again, I'll start moving lots of silver back into that gold position. And what's interesting about the opportunities here is when I back in April, when I sold the silver to buy the gold, gold to silver ratio was in the 70s, right? In the 70s, and here's some 77, 78, and it just goes to show how it's not just the gold to silver ratio, the spot price itself, that has an impact or provides the opportunities to do this. It's also the premiums that are on the metals at the time. Silver was hot, super hot. Everybody was buying it, and premiums were just through the roof.
Now we're seeing those premiums come down, but the gold premiums remaining strong, right? So it makes sense to take advantage of that. Sell the gold, get $50 over spot, even at the local coin shop. And I remember a time where you could buy an ounce of gold for, say, $30, $39, $40 over spot, on sale to acquire that gold coin just at the local coin shop or online. And so to get paid a higher premium now and then buy silver while the premiums there are shrinking, it just sort of makes sense to go ahead and take advantage of those opportunities.
It makes sense, guys. It makes sense to go ahead and take advantage of those opportunities, right? So what would you do, ladies and gentlemen? Good trade, bad trade? Would you have done it? I will. I don't know if I'll continue to do it. Right? I've done it with 3 ounces of gold. I've got that other Buffalo from Monument Metals. I've got plenty of gold. Right? My stack is a mature stack. I've got quite a lot of gold as well as a lot of silver. I've been sitting at a 100 to 1 on that gold to silver ratio within my stack, 100 ounces of silver for every ounce of gold. And even movements like this, it doesn't shift the percentages all that much. It does not. When you've been stacking for as long as I have, saving for retirement, targeting that 10% of your portfolio, movements like that don't make a whole lot. Would I do it with a small stack of gold? If all I had was 4 ounces of gold, would I sell them all for the silver at this ratio? You bet I would. Why do I say that so confidently? Because I've done it before. When I first started stacking, I had 0 gold. When I got to the point where I had just a little gold and the opportunity arose to shift, I made the shift with the vast majority of my gold stack. And going back in time, I would do it again, because all it does is add ounces to your stack. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Take it easy.